It is an honor to stand on this stage with you and the other distinguished speakers here today to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria.
Nicki Minaj lost over 100,000 followers because of Nigerians. Yes, you heard that correctly. A global superstar posted nothing controversial, nothing political, nothing insulting. Yet she lost over 100,000 followers because of Nigerians. What did she actually do? Today on Blackish Gold Originals, we're breaking down why this happened, what she actually said, and the real crisis happening in Nigeria that nobody wants to talk about. Let's deep dive.
Nicki Minaj surprised everyone when she joined a US mission event at the United Nations, standing beside Trump's former UN ambassador. Her message, clear, emotional, and bold. It is an honor to shine a spotlight on the deadly threat faced by thousands of Christians in Nigeria. She thanked the US government for prioritizing the crisis and then said, "Protecting Christians in Nigeria is not about politics. It's about uniting humanity." But the internet didn't care about unity. They cared about who she was standing next to. Within hours, she was branded MAGA Nicki, a Trump pawn, a sellout. But what is really happening in Nigeria that prompted her bold statement?
Let's break down the facts Nicki Minaj was talking about, the facts social media refuses to acknowledge. Let's state the hidden truth clearly. Nicki didn't lose followers because of Nigerians. She lost followers because of a polarized, hypersensitive American internet that reacts before it thinks. Here's the truth the media won't say. Reason number one, people hate anything associated with Trump. The moment Nicki thanked Donald Trump for raising awareness about the attacks in Nigeria, the comment sections detonated instantly. She's MAGA now. She's aligning with a dictator. She sold her soul. Not one person mentioned Plateau State, where over 300 people were killed during Christmas week alone. Source is CSW Report 2023. No one mentioned Benue, where over 1,500 were killed in a single year. Global Terrorism Index data. They didn't care about Nigeria, they cared about American political identity. To many on the internet, supporting a humanitarian issue that a controversial figure acknowledges is unforgivable. It becomes guilt by association, even when lives are at risk. Reason number two, the US culture war is toxic. In America today, if you agree with Trump, you're attacked. If you disagree with Trump, you're attacked. There is no middle ground, no nuance, just tribal warfare. Nicki didn't suddenly join MAGA. She didn't endorse Trump for the 2024 election. She simply acknowledged mass killings backed by hard data from Open Doors, UNHCR, and Amnesty International. But nuance doesn't survive online. Outrage does. Reason number three, algorithms reward outrage, not truth. Content that sparks anger spreads the fastest. That's the rule of social media economics. Outrage gets clicks. Clicks drive engagement. Engagement pushes content. So, both political extremes hijacked Nicki's message. Left-wing pages attacked her. Right-wing pages tried to claim her. And her followers punished her, not because of Nigeria, but because the internet turned a humanitarian crisis into another tribal battleground. Let's break down the facts Nicki was talking about. The facts social media refuses to acknowledge. Fact number one. Nigeria is one of the most dangerous countries in the world to be a Christian. According to the Open Doors World Watch List 2024, Nigeria ranks number 6 globally for Christian persecution. But the ranking doesn't show the full picture. Nigeria is the only country in the top 10 where Christians are being killed at such a massive scale, making it the deadliest place for Christians worldwide. The violence is concentrated in states like Plateau,
Benue, Kaduna, and Borno, where extremist groups operate freely. Fact number 2. More Christians are killed in Nigeria every year than in the rest of the world combined. Open Doors revealed that in 2023 alone, over 4,100 Christians were killed for their faith. This number doesn't include those who disappeared, were kidnapped, or died from injuries after attacks. When you compare global numbers, Nigeria accounted for nearly 90% of all recorded Christian killings worldwide. That is a humanitarian crisis, not a political talking point. Fact number 3. The attacks are extremely brutal and deliberately targeted. Reports from local authorities and human rights groups confirm patterns of violence that include entire villages burned to the ground overnight, families hacked to death with machetes, widespread kidnappings of women and children, farmland seized and communities forcibly displaced. This is not farmers versus herders, as some claim. This is religion-driven violence carried out by extremist groups such as Boko Haram, ICWAP, and radicalized militia networks. Fact number 4. More than 2.2 million Nigerians have been displaced. According to UNHCR, millions have been forced to flee their homes due to ongoing attacks. Many are living in overcrowded IDP camps with little food, water, or medical support, while others cross into Cameroon and Niger for safety. But why was she attacked by her followers around the world?
Behind all the politics, there are real people suffering every day in Nigeria. Journalists on the ground report receiving graphic photos weekly that cannot be shared publicly. Children hacked to death with machetes. Women abducted by armed militias. Entire families wiped out and villages burned to ashes. According to Open Doors 2023, over 4,100 Christians were murdered in Nigeria alone last year, with 2.2 million displaced by extremist attacks from Boko Haram and armed herdsmen. One reporter said, "If you looked through my phone, you'd think something is wrong with me. Next to pictures of my kids are photos of massacres." This is what Nicki Minaj was highlighting and why her voice mattered.
So let's be clear. Nicki Minaj didn't lose 100,000 followers because of Nigerians. She lost them because she chose humanity over politics. She used her voice to highlight a genocide, a humanitarian crisis, a forgotten people, a story the world refuses to tell. Whether you love her or hate her, she did something most celebrities are too afraid to do. She stood up for people who cannot stand up for themselves. And maybe, just maybe, if more influential voices did the same, the world would finally pay attention to what is happening in Nigeria. This has been Blackish Gold Originals. Watch the next video showing on the screen now.